This is CBN NewsWatch.
And thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ephraim Graham. The Department of Justice has asked its Inspector General to investigate possible infiltration into the 2016 presidential campaign of Donald Trump. The president demanded the investigation because he believes the FBI did more than monitor his staff for possible Russian influence. He wants to know if the Obama administration used the Bureau to spy on him and his campaign. Our Gary Lane is following this story.
President Trump tweeted up a storm over the weekend saying that, quote, "I hereby demand that the Department of Justice look into whether or not the FBI DOJ infiltrated or surveyed the Trump campaign for political purposes, and if any such demands or requests were made by people within the Obama administration." The president's tweets were in response to articles appearing in the Washington Post and New York Times, reporting that the FBI used an informant, a retired American professor living in the United Kingdom, to pass on information he learned while advising the campaign. Hours later, the Justice Department announced it asked its Inspector General to look into the matter. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein said, if anyone did infiltrate the Trump campaign, the Department of Justice would need to know about it and then take action. Adam Schiff, ranking minority member of the House Intelligence Committee, doesn't believe the FBI had a spy in the Trump campaign.
This claim by the president, the suggestion by Giuliani that there is a political spy embedded in the Trump campaign is nonsense. And you hear it in the same terms that Trump often speaks, which is people are saying, or I'm hearing, or we're being told. That's another way of saying this is patently untrue, but we would like to spread it anyway.
President Trump has criticized the FBI and Department of Justice for months. He made these comments last April.
You look at the corruption at the top of the FBI, it's a disgrace. And our Justice Department, which I try and stay away from, but at some point I won't.
On Fox News Sunday, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham expressed concerns about fake and unverified information used by the DOJ as evidence to obtain foreign intelligence surveillance warrants.
I want to make sure that the FBI and the Department of Justice did not try to in their own way change the outcome of the election. Did they use techniques and tactics approved by the court, or did they just make this up themselves?
And as President Trump asked for an investigation, one of his lawyers, Rudy Giuliani, now says Special Counsel Robert Mueller told him he may wrap up the Russian collusion investigation, at least the president's part of it, by September 1st. All that may depend on the president and if he'll agree to a possible interview with Mueller. Gary Lane, CBN News.
Here now is a look at some of the other big headlines we're following for you today inside the CBN newsroom. A community in Santa Fe, Texas continues to mourn the loss of 10 people who died in a school shooting Friday. Grieving students gathered Sunday at a service for the school's graduating seniors. That service was supposed to be held at the school, which remains closed today. Meanwhile, investigators have learned the shooting suspect studied other mass shootings and possibly incorporated aspects of those massacres into his own attack. Venezuela's socialist leader Nicolas Maduro won the presidential election by a landslide Sunday, but his opponents are now calling for a new vote. Maduro's leading challenger says the election was rigged. Government officials claim that millions turned out to vote, but voting centers remain largely emptied. North Korea will publicly close its nuclear test site this week. This marks the end of the world's last active underground test site. Closing the facility is a display of goodwill before Kim Jong-un meets with President Donald Trump for a summit next month. Remember, you can find more on these stories and others throughout the day at cbnnews.com. Hawaii's volcano eruptions are continuing to wreak havoc on the Big Island. Officials say homeowners have been shattered after it was hit by a flying molten rock while standing on his balcony. And for the first time since this eruption began more than 2 weeks ago, lava is flowing into the ocean, causing plumes of dangerous chemicals. More evacuations have been ordered as geologists warned it could send hydrochloric acid and fine particles of glass into the air. A plane crash in Cuba left 110 people dead, including 20 Christian leaders. The pastors and their wives were from the Nazarene Church, traveling back after having participated in a spiritual retreat. The commercial aircraft crashed and burst into flames minutes after taking off from the airport in Havana. Authorities say there are 3 survivors who are hospitalized and they are in critical condition right now. Investigators are still working to figure out what caused this crash. People are still buzzing about this weekend's royal wedding between Prince Harry and American actress Meghan Markle. While they enjoyed many time-tested traditions with tiaras and Princess Diana's favorite flowers, Time magazine has dubbed the duo the modern royals for its diversity and inclusivity. It also is the first time an American bishop preached at a British royal wedding. Reverend Bishop Michael Curry delivering a powerful message on love and Jesus.
He gave up his life, he sacrificed his life for the good of others, for the good of the other, for the well-being of the world, for us. That's what love is. Love is not selfish and self-centered. Love can be sacrificial. And in so doing,
This royal engagement as husband and wife scheduled at Buckingham Palace today. An author whose last book sparked an FBI investigation into the Clintons Foundation is back with another expose on Washington politics. The title of Peter Schweizer's new book, Speak for Itself: Hidden Empires, How the American Political Class Hides Corruption and Enriches Family and Friends. CBN's Jenna Browder talked with Schweitzer about uncovering secrets of both Democrats and Republicans.
Politicians have gotten very clever about corruption.
Washington has a long and well-deserved reputation for double dealing. And now, according to best-selling author Peter Schweitzer, the name of the game is changing.
It used to be they'd take money in a shoebox, they'd get a direct payoff. Now what they're doing is basically setting up their family members or close friends.
Schweitzer lays out his case in his new book, Secret Empires, with well-researched examples featuring some big-name politicians.
Vice President of the United States Joe Biden in December of 2013 is flying to Beijing, China on Air Force Two on official business. On the plane is his son, Hunter Biden. 10 days after that trip, Hunter Biden walks away with a $1.5 billion private equity deal from the Chinese government.
As an equity firm, that deal wouldn't require public disclosure. Schweitzer says it was found by investigating world capital markets. Aides to the Bidens dispute the accusation. The book also includes revelations involving President Obama, John Kerry, Jared Kushner, Penny Pritzker, and George Soros, among others. And it's not just Democrats feeling the heat.
Corruption is a human problem. It's a condition of the human heart. It's not an issue related just to Democrats and Republicans.
Schweitzer shows that by including Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and his wife, Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao.
So Elaine Chao's father and sister run a company that has its ships built by the Chinese government. The construction of those ships are financed by the Chinese government. The crews are Chinese, and many of the shipping contracts are with Chinese government entities. So they've made a lot of money with the help of the Chinese government.
Schweitzer says some of that money came to McConnell in the form of a gift from his father-in-law, running somewhere between $5 and $25 million. This, too, was also never publicly disclosed.
And here's the problem with all of this. Senator Mitch McConnell knows that if he were to take a harsh position on Beijing as it relates to human rights or trade policy or currency manipulation, they could shut down the family business tomorrow.
He says McConnell's record in Congress is telling.
And if you look at the policy positions of Senator McConnell during the time that this commercial relationship blossomed, he's become progressively softer in his policy views towards China. It's extremely troubling.
McConnell's office calls these wild accusations not backed by credible sourcing. Schweitzer sees this concept as corruption by proxy. Essentially, lawmakers figure out how to legally maneuver around the rules. Laws covering the federal and legislative branches of government lay out rigid regulations about the gifts politicians and their spouses can accept. But Schweitzer maintains those rules contain potential loopholes that don't cover children and other family members. One of Schweitzer's big takeaways in the book is that corruption is upstream from policy.
So what do I mean? If you've ever gone backpacking or camping and you want to drink out of a stream, you check upstream to make sure there's nothing toxic or poison that's being dumped in the stream above, because it's going to poison the water you're drinking. Same thing in Washington, D.C. Corruption is upstream from policy. These corrupt deals are affecting the policies that we in this country have to live under.
He says the rules of the game need to change.
It's not a victimless crime.
And at the end of the day, the American people deserve to know. In Washington, Jenna Browder, CBN News.
Coming up, CBN News travels to Ireland to show you the fight against the country's pro-life amendment. Stay with us. More embassies are moving to Jerusalem. The president of Paraguay arrived in Israel Sunday to dedicate his country's new embassy. Paraguay is the third country to move its embassy. The United States paved the way 8 days ago. President Donald Trump made the decision for the dramatic move in February after recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Guatemala followed suit just 2 days later. Honduras is likely to follow. Ireland has been called one of the safest nations to have a baby because of its pro-life amendment protecting the life of both mother and the unborn child. But that law could be swept away in a referendum this week. Algier Hurd reports from Dublin.
Irish voters will decide this week whether to repeal the 8th Amendment to their constitution, which protects the right of both a mother and her unborn child. If it's repealed, as polling suggests it will be, some fear it could open the way to abortion on demand. The Irish passed the 8th Amendment because they didn't want Ireland to experience what had happened in the United States with Roe v. Wade, when a court decided that abortion on demand should be legal. But Ireland has been undergoing sweeping social change. In 2015, Ireland became the first country to legalize gay marriage by popular vote. Its Taoiseach, or Prime Minister, is openly gay. And Leo Varadkar backs repeal of the 8th Amendment along with much of the Irish establishment and media.
In Ireland today,
if the woman sitting next to you is pregnant,
she does not have full rights over her own body.
Tonight, everything you need to know ahead of next week's referendum on the 8th Amendment.
But repeal's lead has been shrinking, and Facebook and Google have sealed off the nation to any foreign advertising about the referendum, in what looks to pro-lifers as a way to make sure the repeal or yes camp wins.
It's very significant that yes campaigners rushed out today to welcome this censorship of the no message. Was it because the polls are tightening? Was it because it looks like this referendum, which is absolutely supported by the media establishment and the political establishment, is going to be rejected by the people?
Irish pro-life leader Niamh Uvreem describes an uphill battle against most of the nation's press and politicians.
The bias is off the charts. The role of the media in this has been to wholeheartedly campaign for abortion. Saying to Irish women, you're not safe without abortion, your health isn't safe, your lives might be in danger. Women need abortion in order to have full and safe lives and in order to be equal in society. And when you look at the facts, of course, this is entirely untrue.
As a doctor, I would say abortion is not predominantly a medical issue.
Dr. John Kehoe is a general practitioner. While many doctors have said they support repeal of the 8th Amendment for the safety and health of women, Kehoe says women don't need a change in the law to be safer.
This is not a medical debate, in my opinion, first and foremost. This is a social debate, and this is a debate about choice, and this is a debate, from my point of view, this is a debate about human rights, the right to life.
The repeal side says it's absolutely about the health and safety of women. But whether an abortion is ever necessary to save a woman's life is in dispute, because if there is a serious complication, a doctor can attempt to deliver the baby early alive. Another issue is the Irish women who are already traveling to Britain for an abortion, or are taking the abortion pill illegally.
I think the laws that we have in Ireland are far too restrictive. 9-10 women every day travel to the United Kingdom to end their pregnancies, and increasingly women are buying pills over the internet and taking them at home. So that is actually quite a dangerous situation.
Let's look at the facts, and the facts show us this, that women are safe in Ireland. They're much safer here than they are in the United States, where abortion is widely available. So women are safe without abortion. Any care they need during pregnancy, any interventions they need during pregnancy are given to them under Irish law.
The other issue is abortion for instances of fetal abnormalities. The Yes Camp says women suffer psychologically when they're forced to carry a child to term that is going to die.
There was no way I could continue for another 28 weeks, potentially, knowing that there was no baby. There was a baby at the end of it was going to survive.
Women in cases like these who want an abortion must fly to Britain.
And I'd like to welcome up Vicky Wall to the stage.
When Vicky Wall learned the girl she was carrying suffered from trisomy 18 and would die in her womb, she was told by a medical expert her only option was to travel to Britain to have an abortion. She made another choice.
What message would I have sent my other children? That their little sister was sick, so I was just going to end things quicker.
Vicky decided to take time off work to love and enjoy her daughter Leaden in the last days before her death.
We spent the summer hanging out with her, going to the beach with her, loving her, taking pictures, talking to her constantly, reading her Dr. Seuss stories. And she reacted to our voices. And we loved our time with her and we valued our time with her. I got a very bad pain and Leaden never kicked again. That sounds very tragic and sad, and it is. But Leaden died at home, surrounded by love, and her brother and her sister and her dad and my friend, and it was very dignified for her. We went on then to deliver Leaden. And when she came out, she looked just perfect. She didn't look like she was sick at all. We got to bring her home in her little Moses basket. We drove her home and everybody came to see her, all her family. If I had aborted Leaden, I couldn't be sitting here talking about her now. I would have ended her life and she would have become a secret not to be talked about. The healing I have from telling her story and knowing that I gave her every chance to live her short life, that's what healed our broken heart.
Vicky Wall believes she received better prenatal care because abortion was not a legal option. But now the right to life in Ireland is in serious jeopardy. And if the 8th Amendment is repealed, Ireland will certainly never be the same. Dale Hurd, CBN News, Dublin.
Still ahead, it is a story about faith and physical endurance. We're heading to Studio 5 to hear the story behind the new film, Godspeed. Jerry Schemmel is an author, speaker, and sportscaster, and Brad Cooper is an 11-time Ironman triathlete. And together they compete for 7 days in a cycling race of more than 3,000 miles. But this is so much more than a race, and it's now a film. We sit down with Brad Cooper in Studio 5 before the film hits theaters for one night only tomorrow.
There's just some bad places in this race, just mentally. I don't know if it was the heat. I don't know if it was... I really burned some matches last night to try to get us ahead of that other team. And it got us ahead, but I think I may have burned a few too many because today I had nothing the whole day.
So the film is called Godspeed.
20 miles or 1 hour or so is about the max in this kind of heat.
You and a friend decide to participate in Race Across America, more than 3,000 miles. Why?
It was raining. I could not see for about 10 seconds.
We tend to get in our daily grind and we're just going through the motions, and this kind of thing can wake you up. This kind of thing you can say, why? And then you say, well, that's what life's about, is taking on these things that make you say, if I go through 5 years of just okay stuff, what do I do with those 5 years? Our whole focus was ride, eat, drink, sleep. That's the only 4 things we need to be doing.
We don't know when to eat, we don't know when to sleep.
We didn't have plans for a film. That just happened.
Which is really cool for me. And normally when I go up those mountains like that.
What happened is they came back, and Martin Butler, who did such a great job with, and you've seen all the scenery and everything else that he captures, he looked at it and said, I have 550 hours of footage. We could do something with this.
Take us inside sort of to describe the story that we will see unfold on the screen.
It's set in a bike race, but it's not really about bike racing. You see the contrast. You could not find 2 people more different outside of our faith, more different than Jerry Schemmel and myself. You see the personality differences. You see the way the team comes around us and totally supports what we're doing and gives up their lives for 7-8 days to make this thing happen.
Oh, don't worry, Jerry. It's hot.
It's hot. I tell you.
If you need anything,
let me know.
It's basically about life. It's basically about those things that allow us to go beyond our comfort zone and do something different, something that stretches us.
Were there moments you wanted to give up?
Never, not once. And I think the key to that, you're super tired, you're exhausted, there's nothing left in the tank. Physiologically, you're drained by the end of day 2 and you still have 5 more days to go. But the giving up piece, I think, is part of that vision of you're constantly thinking of that finish line. I think, and this is a little bit off topic, but
if in our lives we have a better sense of what is that vision, how do we see the role we're playing as a parent or as a husband or a wife or in our job, when we're clear on that vision, we stop wanting to give up.
I had no idea where I was going or what was around me, and I was going 40 miles an hour, and I thought, what in the world am I doing here?
I think God's always using what you're doing now for something next, and He sees the next, we don't. We want to connect the dots. He wants us to put the dots on the page and let Him connect them. And I think what I learned is doing this or doing Ironmans or whatever, it's preparing me for something else.
I feel like God called you to this.
I really do. I really do. And the impact we hope the film has is really exciting. People who have seen it are talking about it made me want to do something more with my life. I watched it, and even though I don't like biking, I don't like cycling, it made me think of something I want to do with my work, where I want to stretch outside of my comfort zone, or it made me think about, you know what, I am going to stop smoking, or I am going to drop that 10 pounds. So that's exciting, and then spiritually you can see the faith component throughout the race. And if that charges people up and helps them say, you know what, maybe God has something bigger planned for me than just going through the motions every day, that could be the why.
As you saw, Godspeed in theaters for one night only tomorrow. Stay with us. We'll be right back. I want to leave you with this Monday motivation. Whatever you are going through, it isn't just for you. You are called to endure this so that others may know that God is able to do exceedingly abundantly and above all they can ask or think. Your life is always a testimony to lift others. That can't happen if you don't take the time to share it with others. With that word, be sure to make this a marvelous Monday. That is a wrap for this edition of CBN NewsWatch. Remember, you can always find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about at cbnnews.com. And we love to hear what you think about the stories you've seen here today. You can do that by emailing newswatch@cbn.com. Have a marvelous Monday. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody, and God bless.